Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is my 36-week update. I am almost 37 weeks, but I wanted to do this now because I don't know how much longer I will be pregnant. So first things first, I had a 36-week growth scan. And again, I've been doing growth scans because of my colitis, because it was an IVF baby. I went to maternal fetal medicine, they recommended it. So I had my very last growth scan, my very last ultrasound. Baby looked great. Here is a 3D picture of her. Her fluid was great. Her measurements were great. She's still in the 65th percentile, which is kind of where she's been this whole pregnancy. So she looked great. Everything was good. They were estimating her to be 6 pounds, 7 ounces, which I know the ultrasound can be off a little bit, but that's a good estimate of her weight. And again, if you know anything about me and you've been on my channel, you know I have twins that I had early at 33 weeks. They were 4.5 pounds. So I am like so grateful to be almost 37 weeks pregnant and to have a baby that will likely be around 6 or 7 pounds. We'll see. So then I saw the doctor. She is one of the OBs in the practice I haven't seen before, and I loved her. If I would have known about her, I would have probably seen her earlier, but ultimately it's fine. I like the doctor that I've been seeing. She was extremely thorough because she had a med student with her. We talked about the fact that I've been on prednisone for the colitis and that has probably matured the baby's lungs and helped her grow, because I kind of asked, is it too early if I would have her now? Absolutely not. Many people have babies at 36, 37 weeks. So we talked about how I will need steroids through the IV in the hospital just because of being on them. And she explained it very medically. And I am medical. I'm a physical therapist, so I do have a medical degree, but I didn't quite understand. But I will need steroids when I'm in the hospital. The other thing we talked about, which I knew, I have a marginal cord insertion. So basically your umbilical cord is supposed to be in the center of the placenta. Mine's not a problem because it's not on the very side, but it's just over a little. And she just kind of said, be aware of it. They shouldn't pull on it when they're delivering the placenta. And even though it's in the notes, she admittedly said when they're delivering babies, sometimes they're just overwhelmed with everything going on. So for me to mention it, and I'm more than happy to mention it. I got tested for group B strep at this appointment, which if you're positive, you just need antibiotics so it doesn't go to the baby. I checked my results. I was negative for that. So that's all set. I also got weighed at this appointment. So I started at 125. I was 150. So I've gained 25 pounds so far. I cannot remember, but I literally think I gained like 60 pounds with the twins. So 25 pounds is perfect. My blood sugars have been okay. All that has been fine. And so, yeah. So she actually asked if she could do a cervical check. She said I could say no, but she just had like this gut feeling. So I told her to go ahead. I was 3 centimeters dilated, 80% effaced, and very soft, she said. She said the baby wasn't pushing on the cervix yet. My water wasn't bulging or anything like that. And so we talked about it, and she said, you know, people can stay at 3 centimeters for weeks. You could go into labor tonight. You could be induced at 40 weeks. But she said with her 20 plus years experience and the fact that my cervix was extremely soft, she anticipated in the next 7 to 10 days, I would probably have this baby. The other thing that kind of keyed her in is I had told you guys in previous updates that I was having Braxton Hicks at night when I was kind of relaxing, and starting at the beginning of the week, when I first turned 36 weeks, I started having them like all day. Not necessarily consistently, and they're still just uncomfortable and not super painful, but I'm having them all day. They're increasing. So that is an indication. And also now when I walk, I feel like she's a lot lower. The ultrasound did show she's head down, butt up, in position, facing the right way. They don't think she'll turn at this point, all ready to go. I had a vaginal delivery with my twins. I'm hoping for another one. The doctor doesn't see why I won't be able to. Again, she can't predict everything, but she doesn't see why I wouldn't be able to. But I can kind of feel her lower in my pelvis, and it just is more uncomfortable. I'm noticing that I have a lot of energy in the mornings to nest and get stuff done, and then it fades out super fast, and I'm getting way more tired, uncomfortable walking, uncomfortable sleeping. just kind of like ready. And then today I started feeling nauseous, so I just don't know. I almost feel like if she wouldn't have checked me, would I feel the same way? I want to say yes because I'm just feeling different. But on the same hand, I'm more anxious because I know it could be coming at any time. So I don't know. Again, I know that people sometimes are like this till the end, but I don't know. So my husband and I got a car seat out. I washed the cover, got that all set. Our bags have been packed. You can check out my hospital bag video. We're actually running errands today. The babies went to my mother-in-law's for the night, and I packed them extra stuff just in case they end up staying, because you just don't know. And when we run our like last minute errands, we plan to just put the hospital bag in the car just in case, because she did tell me, I asked her, how am I gonna know? With my twins, my water broke, I wasn't prepared, nothing. She said contractions 5 to 6 minutes apart for an hour that are painful, you can't talk through. But she also told me, because my cervix is so soft, not to wait around, because she anticipates, based on her experience, the way it feels, that it could be a quick labor. And also the fact that it's a second pregnancy, a second child. I always talk about it as like, oh, my second child, but really my second pregnancy. I don't want to have the baby in the car. I have friends that have had their second kids in the car, but I also want to get there in time for an epidural. So I'm kind of like, every time I have a Braxton Hicks contraction, I'm like, okay, I can talk through it. Like, it's not real. So I'm kind of in this spot of, am I gonna go into labor? Am I starting because now I'm nauseous? I don't know. So I'm getting nervous. We're still kind of I'm just last minute things. You know, every night I make sure the kitchen's clean. I'm trying to just vacuum after every meal, kind of keep it clean. So if we did have to go, I wouldn't come home to a messy house. I made sure I washed the kids' bedding, our bedding, things that I do on like a weekly basis or every other week that I wanted to make sure were done. I made sure to double check my bag, and, you know, I kind of asked my husband, like, what needs to be done? And we're just trying to make sure that every night things are where they are. I usually take a shower like every other day. I've been trying to take one every day because I just want to be ready. You know, silly things, but things that kind of make me feel better. So I'm relaxing now because my twins are gone. Just kind of like putting my feet up. And again, we have a few errands to run. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm fingers crossed that my water does not break out in public. I know it happens to people and I just can't even imagine. But I also don't want to sit at home because it could be 2 weeks before I have this baby. So you just never know, but keep it on, keep it on. Symptom-wise, again, more Braxton Hicks, constant all day, more bowel movements, which makes me think that labor is coming, because I don't think it's colitis related. I think it's labor related. Nauseous, you know, more gassy. I can tell she's pushing down more uncomfortable. My stomach feels like it's stretched more right in the front. Still no stretch marks, new ones, but stretched more. I feel tighter. She kicks me a lot now, so I feel it really hard over here. I feel her foot just like jabbing me. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Where I'm now, will I go into labor before my 37-week update? Will I not? I don't know, but make sure you subscribe and follow along. And if I am still pregnant next week, you will see a 37-week update. If not, hopefully I can capture some of, you know, some stuff around our birth and how it's going, and then bringing her home. So we'll see. The big question now is, will I go into labor in the next couple days or not? So I'm just kind of waiting around, questioning everything, anxious, nervous. So we'll see how it goes. But I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I hope to see you back here next week. And I will leave you with a bump.